regarding the defamation case filed against Mr. Ivan Contreras. Now, Ms. Contreras is the defendant in this case and also introduces herself as Maharlika or Fair Lady Maharlika, among numerous other names, and has continuously and incessantly made defamatory remarks against Mr. Acudio.
Para lagi kang updated. Ako nga pala si Bidaya ng mga oposisyon sa kasalukuyan mo. At sabi nga, galit na galit ang mga dapungal ang Pangulong Duterte. Kung hindi ka pa nakakapag-subscribe, i-subscribe mo na yan!
Alright, so magandang araw sa inyo mga babayan. Of course, Master Judea na naman. At welcome na naman dito sa ating panibagong upload. So dito sa topic natin ito mga babayan ay pag-uusapan natin itong pagsasampa ng kaso laban kay Maharlika, kay Buljakera, kay Palangga, kay Maharlika. So dito sa Sunshine Media Network mga kababayan, may post sila dito sa community nila na sabi dito, look, Filipino designer Abel Bacudio files a cyber libel raps against blogger Claire Contreras Maharlika for alleged defamatory statement against the former. Ano yung former? The case was filed in the U.S. Central District of California January 24, 2024. So, ibig sabihin, 1 week, 2 weeks ago pa ito mga babayan. At yan, ito si Abel Bacudio, may mga kasamang abogado. At final daw po ito doon sa Central District dyan sa California. Pero, ang pagkakaalam ko, wala atang cyber libel na kaso dyan sa Amerika. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong ha. Pero, bakit nakapag-file sila? Kung walang libel case na nag-i-exist dyan sa Amerika, bakit nakapag-file si Abel Bacudio, itong designer? Now, mga babayan, panoorin po natin itong video. May nakita akong video dito na nagsasalita itong mga abogado ni Abel Bacudio. Right, so panoorin natin, mga kapatid.
Regarding the defamation case filed against Mr. Ivan Contreras. Now, Ms. Contreras is the defendant in this case and also introduces herself as Maharlika or Fair Lady Maharlika, among numerous other names, and has continuously and incessantly made defamatory remarks against Mr. Acudio. As such, Mr. Bacudio has engaged attorney Oliver Bacay Jr. to be the main and lead counsel for this case. Oliver is qualified to practice in the Philippines as well as in New York. He actually obtained his Juris Doctor degree in Ateneo de Manila University School of Law and ranked third in 2008 bar examinations. He pursued his master's in intellectual property law at the prestigious New York University, and he is also a resident partner of Vilapa and Maclay LLP based in Manhattan, New York. Accompanying him are associates Vilapa and Lim Law, both honor graduates of the Ateneo de Manila University School of Law and Joshua Neresco.
Wala ba kayo mga kamay? Thank you very much. Thank you once again to our friend in the media and our bloggers. Thank you for being present here, because your presence here really is instrumental in helping us disclose the truth. Okay. Three preliminaries first before we begin. First is I'm going to give a very brief background of the case and what happened. Second, we will try to accommodate as much as possible all of your questions. But if the question relates to a matter of legal strategy and may affect the outcome of the case, please do bear with us. We may have to decline to answer the question. But please do hold on to your questions because we will answer those after the trial, if this case goes into trial. And last, I think most of you, this is the first time that we've met each other. Probably because I'm a shy type of guy, not in front of the camera. So that may be the reason. So, you're having all of those settled, let's roll and brace yourself from a shy type of guy. No? So about August of last year, August 2023, there was an outrageous and loathsome defamatory remark published by Miss Claire Eden Contreras, who also introduces herself as Maharlika. These defamatory statements were repeated multiple times on almost monthly, or even weekly basis. As time goes by, the attacks against Mr. Abel Bacudio became more rampant. there were various defamatory and outrageous allegations against Mr. Romero. But three things kept repeating. And these are,
Bago mga
first,
kabayan ko pala ito na
that
live
Mr.
streaming natin para
Romero
maipaalam natin sa kanila to.
gave a luxury timepiece to no other than Philippine Representative Ferdinand Alexander Araneta Marcos. Second, the Novel allegedly received kickbacks from DPWH projects. And third, the Novel and the Novel's family received their Schengen visa through fraud, obtained their Schengen visa through fraud, which fraud was made through the assistance of Philippine First Lady Marie Luis Araneta Marcos. We categorically deny all of those allegations, and we shall prove in a court of law that those are all false. We filed the case in California before the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California, and we also demanded a jury trial. Partida lahat. Kasi sinasabi nila na kung dito daw lang yung case, this will be a jury trial and the facts of the case will be determined by citizens of various walks of life, ordinary citizens. Ito natin papakinan. Aside from those three main allegations, there are other outrageous and loathsome.
Ito nga mga kabayan ko, baka kasuhan na sa ibang bansa si Maharlika. Ito na yung inaantay niyo pong sagot. Yan po yung mga kababayan ko.
However, we shall present a proof during trial. To be the victim, or to be the victim of saying by saying that someone is engaged in corruption is serious. The desire to rid our society of corruption is universal. So when you are the victim of an allegation, of a false allegation that you are engaged in corruption, normally, naturally, the society.
Sabi ko sa inyo, may araw din yung mga kababayan ko. So ito na yung araw na yun.
Has been severely damaged. At times, there were threats against the safety of a guy. And character assassination, or your reputation is ruined, the damage does not end with you alone. We know, long after you're gone, if your reputation is damaged, you will still suffer that. And this suffering transcends generation. Pati yung mga anak nyo, pag nasiraan kayo ng reputasyon, magsasuffer din. So the categorical attacks here are no question are willful and malicious. And with that, we're now ready to answer your questions. Any questions from our friend in the press?
Please feel free to raise your hand if there are any questions.
Baka yung mga tanong kayo mga kabayan na.
Yes, ma'am.
Ano po mga kaso ang pinag-file?
Na-file na po, hindi lang ipa-file. Na-file na po na mga 2 weeks ago. It's an action for defamation in the U.S., which is a very serious offense because the U.S. society frowns upon persons who are engaged in defamation because they cherish the value that one's good name should be protected. So, for example, just 2 weeks ago, there was a huge verdict. There is a series of huge verdicts in the U.S. just recently. 2 weeks ago, there was a verdict against Mr. Trump for the former president of the U.S. The jury awarded an award of $83 million, $65 million in punitive damages, and around $18.3 million in actual damages. So if we see this value, we know that the American society is serious, that you cannot just ruin the reputation of someone else. And in this case, it will be the U.S. society which will decide the case. Yes?
Kailan po kaya yung possible na mag-strike na yung hearing?
Possible na mag-start the hearing. We have here, the court already issued a summons. And in that summons, it states within 21 days from receipt of the summons, the defendant must answer.
In case na magkaroon ng guilty verdict, ano yung magiging penalty nito para sa US law?
In the US law, unlike here na defamation, right, there's a statutory penalty for imprisonment or fine. In the US, there's no statutory penalty, but the jury will decide what will be the amount of damage.
Ito may
So
kulong siya.
another huge verdict which happened just last year, the amount was $1.1 billion in the case of against Alex Jones.
Follow-up question. Yung penalty ba is based on the personality of the aggrieved party? Because I know Adele is known as an international uh, fashion designer, right? So
Yes,
yes,
sir.
correct.
That will be taken into consideration. The amount of damage that was suffered by the victim, of course, will also depend upon his stature. Because if you are high-valued, high-invested individual, definitely the value that the damage that you will suffer will also be more.
Pero namin po, dito sa Pilipinas, meron po ba kayo na kaso?
As of now, 9. There's no case yet, but we will not discount that possibility.
So sa US lang po sa ngayon.
As of now, yes.
Thank you po.
Kasi dun sa US siya kakasuhan dahil sa mga US citizen.
Tatanong ko lang po kung ano kayo yung duration nito na yung para matapos yung kaso, yung trial, tapos para pabigyan na siya ng pagsahan.
Yung kaparasuhan po, that will depend on the jury. So, it will depend on, just like the adage goes, who is in the defendant's court. Depende po yan sa moves nila because they can file an answer, or they can delay and choose to delay that to receive the summons, or in most US cases, these are actually resolved amicably even before the case goes to trial. Maybe 70% of the cases in the US are settled amicably. So it will depend. But assuming that we will go into full jury trial, maybe that will take 3 years. There's another famous case, the Amber Heard case, that's also a defamation case. So that was a trial, it was finished in previous 8 years.
What if po hindi siya mag-respond o hindi siya makapag-cooperate dito po sa kaso na Kinasuh?
So that's also a possibility that the court will issue a judgment by default. If it's a default, the rules in the US and here in the Philippines are similar. All allegations in the complaint will be deemed admitted. Pareho lang po ang US federal rules and evidence and the Philippine rules of civil procedure and the evidence. If there's no answer, then all allegations will be admitted. Now we will go to the determination of monetary award phase. The jury will determine how much will be awarded.
Attorney, question lang po. Di ba si Catherine B, nag-file din po siya ng kaso? Hindi ko yung possible na pwedeng mag-join force sila ni Abo para mas maganda yung kaso.
Joint force, legally speaking, they have different causes of actions, different set of facts. It cannot be included in one case, and we already have it. If that's what you mean by joint forces, one action, they are not plaintiff going to one action, that won't be legally possible. But when you say joint force, that they share resources, or they share possible evidence, that's really a possibility, and that depends on.
Alright. So hindi ko alam kung sumagot na dito si Maharlika, mga kababayan. Pero tingnan natin kung ano magiging reaction niya. Abangan po natin kung ano magiging sagot niya dito. Kung sino ba talaga ang mananalo. Mananalo ba ang ahas o si Boljakera? So abangan po natin yan. And syempre, good luck kay Boljak TV. Good luck kay Maharlika. Tingnan natin kung ano magiging counter niya dito sa isinampang kaso na ito ni Abel Bajudio. Alright, so let's see, mga kababayan. And again, my name is Master Judeas and thank you. God bless you all. To God be the glory. Bye-bye.